Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli waj'al li waziran min ahli Haruna akhi ushdud bihi azri washriku fi amri كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Welcome friends. Inshallah, we will continue with our discussion from the 15th ray, page 612 in the book The Rays, about the tashahhud that we recite in our prayers, which is a sort of a mini ascension for human beings. We went over, I think, the first 2 points last time about the at-tayyatu lillahi, and then the mubarakatuhu, sacred word from the ascension is the blessings, al-mubarakat. And it was mentioned the ritual prayers are the believers' ascension. So each and every one individual, when they're really engaged with their Lord of the universe, their Lord, they can be in connection and have a conversation from their spirit, inshallah. So we will continue with the third word. Of course, I mean, this is a very interesting discussion we've been doing on how the ascension, what it means, and usually in the tradition, it is highly emphasized about the prophetic ascension, but never mentioned about what it means to the individual, the human beings, that each and every one of us can also have that sort of our own personal ascension, especially during our prayers when we are, as much as we are conscious and aware in our prayers on who we are submitting our being to, who we are prostrating to. So inshallah, so we'll start with the third word of, yes, Brother Ali, your hand is up, go ahead.
Just before starting with the third word, there is an interesting summary of ascension that we should understand the nature of ascension in this way. So we shouldn't really argue about how it happened bodily, spiritually, from where to where, and which layers of the universe, level of them. May be important for some people, but what is the essence of ascension is summarized here, here in the last two lines. Ascension, when speaking on behalf of all creatures, to the night, or forget about the night or daytime, doesn't matter. The ascension when speaking on behalf of all creatures. Did you get it? Last part of the second word. Just here. No, yeah, you are there, around there. Now, forget about night, because night and daytime is another matter. The ascension, start from the ascension. Yeah. Now, the ascension, colon, what is this really? Speaking on behalf of creatures. We are going to touch on it actually on the fourth word, inshallah, today, if possible. Speaking on behalf of all creatures. Creatures will speak in the form of deeds. We have to decipher what they are saying and put it in our tongue and transform it into human language and speak out. So choose a word which represents what the creatures really declare. So we have to announce this declaration in our words. So in summary, the word is already speaking what their nature is, what they are doing. They are announcing the qualities of their creator. Human beings need to grasp this, understand this, and come to a conclusion, arrive at a conclusion, and present to the creator what I understood from the way they display, you displayed, oh my Lord of the universe. You display this universe you created displays your this and this and these qualities. So I confirm it. I present their declarations in my own declaration in the form of a word. That is how the ascension is understood. And then continuing part of this same sentence, Muhammad, peace be upon him, used to word blessings, al-mubarakat, instead of the creating of speech. Now, exactly, ascension, we will study now the third word, how the prophet's ascension was, how our human ascension should be. So what we have to understand, what was the kernel, I think, kernel of the prophet's ascension, looking at the word, getting what they are declaring, and presenting to God, saying that I understood from the way you declared yourself, you exposed yourself in the form of acts in the word, and I am putting it in the form of human speech through human consciousness and presenting it to you. That is our ascension. The other story that we hear from narrations, I'm not saying they are not real, but it doesn't concern me. I'm not traveling second, third, seventh layers of universe. What I understood from first, second layers and seventh, all the layers of the creation, which last week we studied 15 layers of the demonstration of the qualities, manifestations of the qualities of the creator listed there. So go through these layers as much as you can and come or arrive at a conclusion and present it to your Lord. This will be your ascension. So why do we argue how it took place, physically or whatever? I have to take care of my business. I take this ascension of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, as an example, as a best example for me. I have to present it and practice it in my practical life. That is really, that makes really my heart so comfortable. That's it. That's what I have to do. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So this speaking on behalf of all creatures, I think, is a very important phrase. I think we have to be well grounded to be a representative of all the creatures.
Not imagination.
Right. So it requires all the pillars of faith in our understanding, a good understanding of the pillars of faith, to be able to see that all the creatures are created by the same owner, the one that made me. And of course, human beings have the capacity and the ability to comprehend the whole universe as well, all the manifestations out there. So definitely how much we've developed ourselves, we can speak on behalf of all the creatures in that capacity. Inshallah. So the third word is benedictions, al-salawat. This sacred word, which was spoken during the supreme ascension of Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him. Hundreds of millions of believers offer to the divine court every day at least 10 times in the tashahhud during the obligatory prayers, which are the believer's ascension. They proclaim it to the universe. So the believers proclaim this to the universe. Since all the truths of the ascension have been proved in the 31st word in most powerful and decisive fashion, even to obdurate atheist deniers, which it in part addresses, for the proofs and details, we refer you to that word, and here extremely concisely we shall take a look at the strange world of the various sorts of conscious beings and beings with spirits, which illustrates the broad meaning of this third word of the ascension. We shall also try to understand by means of the manifestation of his pre-eternal knowledge, the perfect mercy and compassion of our Creator, and the vastness of his power and all-encompassing will within his existence and unity. So the author is giving reference to his work in the other book, The Words, where he details a little more on what the ascension is, what the truths of the ascension are. So as Brother Ali gave the introduction a little bit, we don't really, it doesn't matter if it was a physical, spiritual, but get the meaning behind what it can be and how we can see the prophetic example for us and benefit from that example. It's interesting how each word is like a sacred word. It's full of powerful meaning, the benedictions, the blessings. Okay. So he goes on with his brief explanation here in this word. Yes, we see in this world that even if not consciously and with their minds, by nature, all beings with spirits feel and perceive that despite their boundless impotence and weakness, they have innumerable enemies and things detrimental to them. And despite their infinite want and need, they have endless needs and desires. Since their power and capital are insufficient to meet even 1,000 of these, they cry out and weep with all their strength. Since their power and capital are insufficient to meet even 1,000 of these, they cry out and weep with all their strength, and by their nature implore and entreat, each with its own particular voice and tongue, offers supplications, entreaties, prayers of a sort, and benedictions to one all-knowing and all-powerful. Then, while seeking refuge, before I go there, Brother Ali, go ahead, please.
My problem is this. When we say infinite needs, and we are really we have only insufficient qualities or means to satisfy our needs. Needs are infinite, enemies are infinite. Okay. I would like to ask you, do you feel that you have infinite needs? For example, our friend Ayan, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Ayan or Ayan, are you here?
Ian or Ian? I think it's Ian. Yeah. Go
Sorry?
ahead. I think it's Ian. I-A-N.
Ian. Yeah, okay.
But he can correct himself. I'll let him.
Anybody, okay. Anybody can answer this. Do we really feel infinite enemies in this world? Infinite needs in this world?
I mean, if I can say that I feel limitless needs, like, yeah, they don't seem to end as far as I know so far.
What are they? One, you cannot count, and as you said, give some examples.
I think obviously the physical ones aside, around one's sustenance, physical body, whatever material needs to survive and live. But the ones that we focus on this session, on these classes, is the one about meaning and purpose for one's life. And yeah,
Enemies?
I think in this case, the enemy to me appears to be my own sense of hopelessness or despair. Every time a need comes, the enemy is the possibility of it not being met.
Good point, yeah. Feriha says, everybody has this, Feriha. I have an infinite need to be loved. Infinite need. Enemy? To be loved. Everybody wants it, but of course, if I expect this love, infinite love, from people, definitely I will find myself in despair. So, because people know that I don't really deserve any love at all. But I need it. Who can satisfy my infinite need for love? What can satisfy infinite for my love? Let's say all universe shouted. Everything in the universe shouted, I love you, Feriha. I love you, Feriha. All of them. Will it satisfy you? All human beings said. You receive thousands of messages. I too love you. I too love you. All right. Will it be will you be satisfied?
Temporarily, but I know it does not last.
Yeah, it was, if we expect our satisfaction of a need of love in this way, it won't satisfy us. Even the universe is not enough. So the only way to expect the love from our creator, all right. Do you see that he already infinitely loves us in this world?
Yep.
So your need is satisfied. How about eternal? The universe is not infinite. Eternal love. From where? All right. But okay.
The same source as the eternal need.
No, eternal needs. Whoever gave me the eternal needs and eternal love. All right. Then, for example, I am a typical example, simple. I am hungry and I want this need to be satisfied. What do I have to do?
To seek out food.
In order to seek out for food, I have to
Know where to go or what to do.
learn and make an effort. So God says, yes, I have already demonstrated by creating the universe that I love you because you are a guest in my house, in my guest house. What did you do yourself in order to be loved? Did you, well, I'm asking myself, not anybody, I'm not questioning anyone. Did I search and make an effort to get the food which is already created, waiting for me somewhere else? Have I made any effort to get it? Otherwise, I won't get it. I will feel really not loved. So I have to do my part. God has already done his part. That's what we have to understand. God has already done with his part. I have to do my part in order to get it. For example, in the typical example, again, simple, the author has written the book and put it on your shelf. The author has fulfilled his mission. Now, what am I supposed to do? Write a book? No. Read and understand, assimilate within your own mind from already existing book of the universe. Get it, appreciate it, learn it. You will see an absolutely clear evidence of his loving me already. And I have to just disclose it by making an effort to get it. God says, if you do this simple example, if you go and cultivate your land, you will get the result. I'm guaranteeing you, I'm going to create it. You can't, but I will do it. But ask me, acknowledge me that I am already presenting myself. If you do this, I guarantee I will create it. That is what you learn from my actions in the universe. I have to go and cultivate the land. And then we will see that, the creator of the universe really responded my demand, my want, and I am satisfied that he really loves me. But as some figurative speech people say, God's door is open, but you need to enter it. You need to knock at the door. It is already guaranteed that it will open you. I think we are responsible to call at the door or knock at the door of belief, realize it within the conditions of this universe. Without doing this, without, we don't really deserve, but at least do something, do something so that God will respond it. But if I don't knock at the door, I wouldn't even know that definitely the door will be open for me. Because already the house is ready for me. It is for me. And so this kind of relationship with God is expected to happen by itself, automatic. Whatever I do, all right, all people must love me. Whatever I do, God must love me. Whatever I do, whatever I need must come to my feet. This is not the relationship between the creator and the creature. So we have to do our ascension. It means get the declaration of the created beings introducing their creator to me and turn back. No, you are the all-powerful one, all-knowledgeable one, all-wise one, all-merciful one, all-just one. I understood. Treat me accordingly, he will. You will see it. But we have to make ubudiyya. Ubudiyya means what? Just knowing who my creator is, expressing it in my life, practically. So inshallah, by nature of all beings with spirit, feel and perceive that despite whatever, of course, it is already there, but we have to knock at the door, inshallah. Inshallah.
It's automatic, and then we have to knock at the door. What does that mean? The knocking at the door.
Responding back. He is already says, I prepared the house for you. And I have to respond back, oh yeah, you are the house owner, Rabbul Alameen. Yeah, so I'm coming to your house. It means getting to know who you are and communicating with you now. Ubudiyya, worship. Worship. Without doing worship, I cannot appreciate myself. Without doing my part, then God is not going to treat me saying that, okay, I forcefully give you my love. No, I am already open. Come to me. I mean, we have to make an effort to come to him, to acknowledge him. I mean, thank you.
Alhamdulillah, thank you. So I think we touched upon the weaknesses and impotence. What about the innumerable enemies? Would anybody shed some light on that? So is that the transience of the things in the universe which cannot satisfy my spirit? They become my enemies in a way, sort of.
I agree with that. And in addition to the transience, it can also be my expectations, personal expectations. So those are also enemies, because then I just get stuck in the causal chain without realizing that, just like Brother Ali gave the analogy of the owner of the universe is hosting us here, we're just guests. And so if somebody's hosting us, then obviously it's out of love and mercy and compassion. So then I miss that point and get stuck in my enemies, which could be, just the ephemerality of creation, when my expectations are not met because I think, oh yeah, I control everything. But so pretty much the enemy also lies within me, I would say.
Or the ego or the self-centeredness.
Exactly, yes.
All right. Any other comment by anyone? Like to share?
You can even imagine a naturalist person, materialist person. What do they say? We naturally happen to be. So nature never ever gives us any hope at all. But by nature itself, because it itself is just helpless as I am. As long as we don't acknowledge the owner, conscious owner, and understanding that we are his guests here, every part of the universe becomes my enemy, because even for the moment, I love to eat something or get this one something. But this thing itself says, I am as transient as you. I cannot really satisfy your infinite, eternal needs. So I get it, but it says no hope from me, no hope from me. It's just a temporary thing, temporary thing. You and I both will die. This declaration says, if only I didn't need you, if only I didn't need you, meet you, so that this news becomes my enemy now, because it hurts me from my depths of the heart. Hurts me that I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. It is wonderful, but I'm going to lose it. Can you imagine? It is wonderful, but I'm going to lose it. These
Are
are
you?
Very painful. Yeah, go ahead. Who was speaking?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about existence also, because knowing that, yes, I'm given existence, and then I think without making the connections of where this existence is coming from or is provided, then yes, I'll be like, I'll be in a not good relationship with existence as well, because here we go, meaningful existence, but I'm losing it. And what do I do with this existence, kind of thing? That's the pain you're mentioning, right?
I would say everything, even like your ability to see, hear, smell, all your qualities to think, reflect, intelligence, walk, whatever we're enjoying here in this world. Yeah, nobody wants to lose them.
So there's a tendency that these can also become your enemies. But I don't know what to do, like in terms of making the connection with the source of its existence.
Yeah, like misinterpretation of the message that, yeah, you're going to lose everything. For example, the atheist view would say you're going to die. Yeah, that's an enemy. And then you lose everything. That's a very horrible news. All right, any other comment? So the spirits are the ones that are feeling and perceiving. Of course, the body's physical pain and suffering is different, but the spirit also has this nourishment and needs that we have to look into, pay attention to them. Since their power and capital are insufficient to meet even 1,000 of these, so whatever has been given to us, it's just cannot keep it for eternity or for infinite. So they cry out and weep with all their strength, and by their nature implore and entreat. Each with its own particular voice and tongue, offers supplications, entreaties, prayers of a sort, and benedictions. So starting from the needs of the spirit, that these knocking on the door, the supplications, the worship, the prayers, benedictions to one all-knowing and all-powerful can happens. That's why salawat. Then while seeking refuge at his court, we see that suddenly an all-wise and powerful one who is absolutely knowing and perceives all the needs of those crying out, understands their plaints and plight, and hears their innate petitions and supplications, comes to their assistance, and does all that they wish. Brother Ali, go ahead, please. You're muted, Brother Ali.
This sentence that you read is interesting. Each one of every creature with their, or each one with its own particular voice and tongue, particular voice and tongue. It means really their reality, their disposition. They say the way that they are created, their nature. They offer supplications and entreaties, entreaties, whatever it is, prayers of the sort and benedictions to, they are just offered this to one all-knowing and all-powerful. Do we see that, for example, even an atheist goes and cooks, sits and eats? What is he saying? What is he doing? I cannot distribute and digest this food and distribute it to my cells so that I will carry on living in this world and take out the dirty sides, dirty things in it, separate it, and I want to stay in this world. I don't want to die. While he's eating, in fact, his nature, his disposition is presenting a petition to the all-knowing and all-powerful one. You do it. I cannot do it. Although he may just explain it away by saying, my body is distributing. Your body needs this itself. If you don't nourish it, it will die away. How this one is going to satisfy you, and how can you really reduce this event to the power of a matter, just a matter? How can you do that? But they do it, but still their nature says, the real creator, I am now supplicating and presenting my needs to the real creator, and that is his or her nature is praying and really supplicating to the creator, invoking the creator by going and eating this, doing this action. But as a human being, he doesn't acknowledge it and then deserves not to have it again. Because he didn't acknowledge, he denied, he said the things are doing okay. things will do you in your next creation. Wait. And things themselves are transient as you are. Don't be that simple-minded. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Ali. Very good points, Alhamdulillah. So let's continue. So the one who made us knows about our planes and plight, understands their planes and plight, and hears their innate petitions and supplication, because he's the one who gave us existence, must know exactly what he has been made, comes to their assistance and does all that they wish. He transforms their weeping into smiles. Weeping turns into smiles and their cries into thanks. This wise, knowing, compassionate assistance makes known in truly brilliant fashion through the manifestations of knowledge and mercy. An assisting answerer of prayer, a munificent and compassionate one. Assisting, interesting qualities, assisting answerer of prayer, a munificent and compassionate one. During the Supreme Ascension, Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him, and during the prayers, the Lesser Ascension, his community all declare benedictions and supplications and good words, all are God's, which has the meaning of offering specifically to him all the benedictions and worship of the world of beings with spirits. Benediction and worship of the world of beings with spirits. So this is a very universal word, actually. The benediction and worship of the world of beings with spirit. So again, human being being the representative, and in the salawat, it includes the needs of each and realizing the needs of each and every being. And who's the one that can answer who's the answerer of prayer? Any comment on the third before we move on to the fourth? Okay, so
I would say
yep, go ahead.
it is interesting to describe the supreme ascension is the ascension of the Prophet Muhammad. Lesser ascension is, inshallah, our ascension.
Oh, okay, that's good. I think I misunderstood then.
So,
I thought during our prayers, the daily, whatever the prayers we do daily on a daily basis, so we can do a small kind of ascension in them.
why not supreme?
Yes, why not? Because we have not developed ourselves to the level of what the prophetic message is. We haven't completely followed it, haven't really understood, grasped, and developed our abilities to that level.
So from the preceding sentences in the third word, what we have been taught, what we are told there, the infinite needs and the answer is from the creator, infinite want and need, yes. And answer must be from the absolute being, creator. So it is something to do with the supreme ascension and lesser ascension. Supreme ascension performed by the Prophet, and it is described in the beginning of the section Najm. I think 54th section of the Quran. You can find out. Now, there, the 53rd or something, there it is described how the ascension took place, almost in the beginning.
53rd, yes.
Yeah. Oh,
No, sorry.
no, beginning.
Wrong. This is 1 to 62. Here we go.
Yep. Okay. Now, here is a kind of description. The scholars always refer this section of that section as referring to the prophetic ascension. But the description is, for example, it means really your fellow is neither misguided nor astray, and all them. No, so that is very cool. Go down slowly. So just a minute. Yeah, this ufuk al-a'la also is really hinting on the supreme ascension. Of course, reflected on human level. Continue. Yeah, okay, continue. What happened? This is not our subject. Continue. Yeah, now this one, 11. Come a little bit up. So here, ما كذب الفؤاد ما رأى, the heart. The prophet is parenthesis, forget about it. I mean, this is the example of the supreme. That's why they put this in parenthesis, prophet. Human heart didn't doubt about what he saw. No, I wouldn't say he saw. Human heart didn't doubt what it saw. Why it? Heart is the feelings that experiencing it. It means whoever this prophet is must be the one who realized his reality infinite needs really, not as I do it, literally speaking like this, or theoretically speaking, but if something goes against my desire, I say, why my expectations is not met, not satisfaction. Well, it is not need. That's a challenging attitude. Yeah. So this is my reality. But this man, whoever he is, must be the one who realized his need almost all. And when he saw the manifestations of the qualities of the creator all over the universe, as much as he can imagine, he can do, so he saw the reality manifested in this whole universe as much as humanly possible level, and his heart didn't have any denial, didn't deny actually. With ma kezebe, not doubt really, not doubt. Although kezebe is say that, oh, this is not, this is lie, this is a lie. No. He confirmed it. The opposite of kezebe is deny or reject or give a lie, is to confirm. So we can say his heart is confirmed about what it perceived there. That is supreme ascension, realizing that everything is prepared, every need is prepared by my Lord, that he can satisfy it. Full satisfaction of Iman. So what makes a man, as I understand, realizing one's infinite need and what they are? Not only theoretically, as I am saying, I'm infinitely in need of something, or in need of everything, but he must have really realized both his infinite need and the source of satisfaction of this need perfectly. That this man's realization is the ascension, supreme ascension. Mine is, during the discussions, sometimes I see, I think it is true, it is really theoretically true. Let me try it in my life. Yes, you see something is created for a very small world and small petty expectations. We run and run and run and run for a month, wait for the salary to be paid so that we will be happy. That is so petty expectations. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't do it, but we should never give any importance, attach any importance to this kind of things. They will happen. I will do my part, it will happen. But how about my universal approach to my reality? That is the supreme ascension, must be my ideal. There is another interesting word here. Everything is interesting here, but really related to our subject. Can you go down, if you don't mind? If you, yeah. Okay, continue. 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 Yes. Yeah. Here it is. Why supreme? Why supreme? لَقَدْ رَأَى مِنْ آيَاتِ رَبِّهِ الْكُبْرَى. So he certainly saw one of his Lord's supreme signs. Yep. That is why, or how, supreme ascension took place. Because he experienced the, it says, min ayat rabbihi, some of his Lord's signs, supreme signs, el-kubra. Now, why some? Humanly not possible to comprehend God's reality at all. That's why some. So the meeting with God and seeing him during the ascension is the mystery. I mean, not the historical story of this. It is impossible. Min ayat Rabbi. And some of his lords, I am changing the word supreme signs. That is why really trying to see the signs in the creation, it must be the first aim for us. Always be concerned with the signs manifested in the universe. Okay. So the opposite goes on here now. It's really ridiculous. Quran is very, very, really miraculous in its presentation. Instead of this creator of the universe, are you really waiting to be satisfied from what you just assigned yourself as important, saying that if I have a wonderful car, if I have something like anything, you know, a house or something, I will be. Now, Lat and Uzza means I will say, Eferaitum Sayyarata El Beit. In this example, have you seen your car and your house? So it is so ridiculous. Universal message is there. My heart is attached to a Karen. Of course, we cannot read this. If I write to Mulata, yeah, Meccan people or some people had this kind of idol there, but they are all history. To me, some sort of legends. But you can add something else to it. Doesn't matter really. So this kind of reading of the Quran really brings the reality to our world and brings it at home for me. No, I shouldn't have Lat and Uzza, but I'll make it a name, doesn't matter really, but represents my worldly purposes here. Worldly, I'm saying, not my work in the world. No, worldly purpose, transient things. If I have this, if I have that, or if somebody, something, some sort of relationship with other people, then I will be satisfied. Then Quran says, come on, what are you doing? Are you after Lat and Uzza? Had you made up instead of looking at the supreme sign of your Lord? Why don't you look at it? Yep, that is really, really striking. The contrast.
What was your point about the sum? Saw some of his Lord's signs.
Yeah, it is humanly possible. Humanly not possible to see all.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that is why the narration of the prophetic ascension says he went to the first layer, second, third, fifth, seventh, whatever layers of the heavens. Goes and on and on and on. It means really, how do you say, layer by layer, layer by layer, layer by layer. It means you cannot really go in an hadith. It says it is covered by 7 layers of clothes. It means layers of, you lift one layer, there is another. Another layer, another. Nursi listed 15 layers in the previous last year's discussion. But that is what he could do it. But it is infinite, isn't it? But 15 is min ayat Rabbi, some of his Lord's name, greatest signs. This is interesting. Ayat Rabbihil Kubra, Ra'a, not heard. It is not referring to the Quran here. Ra'a, you see. He saw. He saw. Ayat. It means as the text is studying universe, text is not referring to the Quran. Quran ayah is something else. It is not, I'm not saying it is not important at all, but it is something else. Don't confuse. Your job is seeing the first job is seeing the signs of your supreme, the supreme signs of your Lord, your Creator, Rabbul Alameen. That is why acknowledging God as the Rabbul Alameen is essential. So he says, don't be really stupid to run after Lat and Uzzas and you made up something in this world. If I have this, I will be. That's it, man. I'm going to be the king of the world. So this psychological analysis of the Quran is extremely important, really. So we should not really be satisfied with just translations like this. And then the essential took place like this, oh, he saw it, yeah, he saw. What did he see? But this approach we are learning from Nursi's explanation of the ascension here, for example, we are reading exactly, he is reading the message of these verses and presenting to us. MashaAllah. Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Allah blessed us with the introduction of this author. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Brother Ali, for sharing all that. Supreme ascension and then the lesser ascension of human beings. This community all declare benedictions and supplications and good words. All right, I think we can stop here unless anybody has any comment. I think we'll take the fourth sacred word next time, inshallah. At-tayyibat lillah. All right, any final words? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma alamtana innaka antal alimul hakim wa akhiru da'wahum alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati surat al-Fatiha.